a lot. I'm sorry.
It's it would have been fine without technical difficulties.
Since there's like almost we're all represented here, I was like, I'm not gonna send more than one note.
Yeah, I agree. Aaron, you should have told them that you sent the rolls with the courier.
I should have.
Films with the courier.
That was, I spent like almost 2 hours trying to figure that out.
It's definitely on there.
Yeah, at the end they were like, oh, you should send it to a different server.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you ask?
Come on, they're not gonna tell you where to send the pictures to. That one Sunday, they had it right at
There's a lot of moving pieces, so.
Yeah, it was
Why don't
one
they
Sunday,
just-
you were there for somebody else, and I'm like, I can't send these. Oh, we didn't send you the right FTP info. Like, we changed it again. I'm like,
Why don't they just have one FTP
because
that?
they've been hacked like every week.
Oh, really?
They've gotten breaches. They had Slack before, then they got breached, and they got their FTP breached. So I don't know where. I can tell you every FTP password off the top of my head except yours.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
there you go.
It's like
How come no one else-
R__ QR uppercase apostrophe cat with a K. It's,
But it's not so hard to design a server that can be whatever.
These hot mics are really silly.
What's that?
Yeah.
These hot mics.
Yeah.
they're hot mics. I love you, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But it,
I'm thankful for the work.
but yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them because there's like
Save 2 minutes for real this time.
Okay.
Alright.
I mean, it is more secure.
Sure.
Can't say the password.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I'm thinking of it. And the last time I put it in, I was.
So like one of those like Apple made passwords, it's like 16 characters long.
It's not like news photos one. Or White House.
Yeah. Or password.
Oh, gosh.
I thought it was losing my mind.
Well, no. We all get that with everybody, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, let's go.
One of my common mistake, Aaron, is you've sent it to the client you worked for last week, and then you have to embarrassingly email them and be like.
I do that all the time. Eric goes, I just spiked your picture. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like, thanks. No problem.
Yeah, but someone will accidentally move them.
That happened yesterday.
I heard.
Yeah. It was funny. I don't care.
We're all very thankful.
Don't try to walk back what you said off the mic.
I see you then.
Oh, he's here now. Now it says.
Oh, really?
Heads up, guys.
Hello, everybody. Well, today we saw the big difference between Senate Democrats and Senate Republicans. Senate Democrats want to protect American people's health care. They want to make sure, we want to make sure, that 130 million Americans who have pre-existing conditions, including those who have contracted COVID, can get protection from rapacious insurance companies that might want to rip their health care away from them. Republicans were willing to say, the heck with you, American people, the heck with you. We're siding with the big special interests, and we're not going to protect you. Republicans had a golden opportunity today, the Republican Senate, Leader McConnell, to make sure that the administration didn't pursue this suit that would take away Americans' health care. And of course, they sided with the big special interests and refused. The American people will hear this loud and clear. This is a stark division between the parties. They didn't want to vote on this. I had to actually go to the floor when no Republican was on the floor and ask to put this bill in play, and they feared it. They tried to jump through a pretzel last night because they're so afraid of this bill. That didn't work. And now they're trying today to say that this doesn't matter. Well, yes, it does. And I'd say one final thing. This is a 1-2 view, or rather, this is a 1-2 punch to the American people. First, vote against our motion to protect Americans' health care. Second, vote for Judge Amy Coney Barrett, who wants to take away your health care. Every action of the Republicans shows which side they're on, and the American people will see it loud and clear. Ready for your questions.
Senator, so, obviously you've been trying to make a point here against and put vulnerable Republicans on.
No, I'm trying to put the Republican Party in the Senate. Don't put words in my mouth. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
In any event, obviously several vulnerable Republicans, 6 altogether Republicans voted for your bill.
Yes.
And that would give them a lot of political cover to say they support pre-existing conditions. Was this a mistake?
Let me just say, we knew that some of them would squirm. But when you flip your vote a few weeks before the election, the American people see right through it. These senators are worse off today, no matter how they voted, because they flip-flopped. They were against protecting pre-existing conditions. They were for the lawsuit. And now, 3 weeks before the election, they try to say they're for it and working it out so there's not enough votes to actually have it have effect. They can't hide from all their votes to repeal the ACA. And this new vote only shows their hypocrisy a few weeks before the election. And let me say this, the American people will also see any senator who votes for Judge Amy Coney Barrett, they will see the hypocrisy of those who said, this vote shows I'm for protecting Americans' health care, and then they vote for a judge who is intent on ripping it apart. We believe this will hurt them badly because their position is clear. It never works to flip your position a few weeks before the election when you're forced to. Yes?
I talked with Senator McConnell this morning. He said, quote, pre-existing conditions are not in jeopardy before the Supreme Court. He added that is a completely bogus issue. He says also it's extremely unlikely that the Supreme Court will even deal with that part of Obamacare law. I wanted to get your reaction to that.
That is not what legal experts across the country, Democrat and Republican, believe. McConnell is squirming. This is an issue where they know the American people are on our side. This is a position where they know that Americans want their health care protected, and they just, try to create diversions when it comes to Coney Barrett, try to create diversions when it comes to this bill. They're stuck, and we stuck it, and they are stuck, and they're not going to get out of their morass.
Might there be an opportunity to offer amendments, and if so, what kind? If there's a stimulus that comes to the Senate floor, in order to slow down the confirmation process or add rules or do
Well,
something?
we
that-
will, as I said, we're going to use every tool in the toolbox to try and slow things down because we think rushing through this nomination while the election is already ongoing is so very wrong. The problem, of course, is McConnell, under his defiling the Senate, has limited the number of tools that are in that toolbox.
Senator Schumer, are you worried, it sounds like the more you try to employ your tools moving forward, they're going to, and keep, if you're gonna try to keep the Senate here, they're gonna put more red conservative judges before you, district judges. Is that just the
Look, we have
price
to
you'll
keep
pay?
the Senate here because there are two issues before us that are of vital importance. One is COVID, where the negotiations ongoing in the House right now, and the second is the Supreme Court nomination. And we want to be here to do what we can to oppose it. They would approve those 7 judges in lame duck session anyway.
So, and then also, have you seen the latest Mnuchin counteroffer? Where do things
I
stand?
haven't seen it. I spoke to Speaker Pelosi a few minutes ago, and they're not in an agreement yet. They have a lot of issues of disagreement. Yes.
On that issue, do you think that there is the possibility that there will be some sort of agreement between Pelosi and Mnuchin? And are you gonna join those conversations at some point?
Yeah, just as when it started in the Senate, it was Mnuchin and I sitting in the office, but Nancy and I constantly talk. The same thing is happening now. We talk 4 or 5 times a day. And look, we want an agreement, but it's got to meet the needs of the American people. And there are a lot of places right now where the offer by Secretary Mnuchin doesn't do that.
Are you worried though,
Might I
Senator?
try to
with
call? No, let's see. Anyone didn't have a question? Okay, we'll take one
Can I
more.
get another? Great. Are there any kinds of, I know you said your tools are limited, but are there any kinds of messaging amendments that you could use at least to be able to tell voters, here's what's at stake and here's what we're trying to get
Look what
across?
happened today. I mean, it's a serious amendment, but it sure sends a message from one end of America to the other that McConnell and the Republican Senate leadership is against protecting Americans' health care. We're going to look for lots of tools. Stay tuned.
Can you really say that, though, when 6 Republicans voted for you? It sounds like your bill got bipartisan support.
Look, again, you flip-flop 3 weeks before the election. The American people have seen through that time and time again. They don't trust a vote 3 weeks before the election when the candidates have been under assault on this issue. And we are confident the Republicans, no matter which way they voted, because on the one side is Trump and the Trump supporters, and the other side are so many of the American people, no matter which way they voted, they showed their hypocrisy and their distance from the American people. We're confident of that. Thank you, okay, last one.
Barrett's nomination, what will it mean for women's reproductive rights? And what do you make of GOP accusations saying Dems are attacking Barrett over her faith?
No Dem has attacked Barrett over her faith. It's a diversion because they don't want to address the issues, including health care and including Roe v. Wade. I think Roe v. Wade, if Judge Barrett got on the court, could either be eliminated or at the very minimum, horrible minimum, so greatly constricted that you'd never recognize it. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you, Senator.
Yeah, good questions, Ted.
Lunch.